Welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Right, another awesome day, another awesome interview, another awesome episode. So by the way, my name is 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶. I'm the host of CyberCEO. We are very lucky to have another awesome CyberCEO on board on the show right now. Justin, how are you doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
All right. First off, we'd like to, of course, send our appreciation for you making the time to be on the show today. So, for the benefit of all of our listeners right now, can you share with us something about yourself, Justin?
I'm a real estate agent. I've been doing this now. Well, that's a long-winded question, but been in the industry a little over almost 20 years now in
Wow.
different facets. But as a full-time realtor for about 7 years now, and really just enjoying the process. Family man, married. I've been with the same person, and we laugh. We've been having a blast. And time's flying. We've been together 20 plus years, have a 10-year-old daughter, live in Los Angeles, California. That's about it.
Los Angeles, California. Also been in the business for over 20 years, 7 years as a realtor. Wow. Let me say, you must be an expert at what you do then right about now, am I right?
Getting better every day.
All right. I love it. So, how about with the Cyberbacker? How long have you been with one?
We've had our Cyberbacker now. We're going on our third month. The first month was full-on training, so about 2 months working together.
2 months working together. So let me ask, how is it so far?
You know, it's great. I know that it was going to take some time because one, I'm a hot mess, and I have a lot of things going on outside of just work and life. And so it's been great. My cyberbacker, 𝗔𝗰𝗰𝗶𝗹, he's really learning me because that was something that was very important was, hey, I know a lot of people have great systems and teams. I'm really just starting from the ground floor. So I understood that it was going to take a little bit of time, but he's picking up so many different systems and platforms. So it's been great. And we have fun. We have a chat log going all day, and sometimes I'm not available, but we're checking in pretty much on the hour.
That's awesome. You're also having fun while growing with your cyberbacker. Now, can you tell me something about your cyberbacker? How is it working with him, the interaction every day?
Yeah, it's we talk. The end of day reports are really great for me. I didn't really notice them the first 2 weeks of the process, but now I'm going into those and kind of cataloging them to see his progression as well as the understanding of each other. So we've been really, I would say I'm enjoying it. I know 𝗔𝗰𝗰𝗶's probably going to agree with me, but it's been a natural progression, and then seeing what he's excelling at or what he enjoys versus just doing the mundane tasks which we know are part of the business. Watching what he enjoys doing, and then it's something that it's funny because I love design and ideas, but I'm terrible at putting it together. He can whip things up in 2 minutes, 3 minutes flat, whereas it would take me 3 to 4 hours, and it wouldn't even look as good as what he's producing. So it's been fun to see where his shining capabilities are versus where my weaknesses are, and putting those two together so that I can save time and get some of this stuff done that I never got done before.
So we can safely say then that both of you are complementing each other then, am I right?
Yes.
This partnership. Yeah. Now, I know it's only been 3 months, but you're already building this successful partnership. And what makes this a successful one?
It's really communication, understanding, and patience. One, because, we're on separate parts of the world, 15-hour difference. Sometimes, we've had a few glitches with, the conversation. There was one day it just completely went out. I was worried something happened, and I got a message like, hey, our systems are down. They fixed it. So, it's just learning how to work together and being on opposite ends of the world and in different time zones. It's been fun, and, it's a little different from, hey, how can we do this when you have somebody right next to you physically? But with the world we are in now, it's a pretty simple transition. It's just there's a few nuances, and we've gotten through a few of them that we've had pop up, but it's just part of the business.
Of course, part of business. But who would have thought right? Someone here, let's say again, from two separate places in the earth, working together in a business, right? Who would have thought that would be possible, especially with the
Exactly.
technology right now? Now, let me ask you. I know it's only been again a few months, but how much time has your cyberbacker saved you?
Days, days.
Days.
I use Google Drive exclusively for a lot of things in my business, and it's still a mess, but
Mhm.
it's really getting things put together to be able to find things, indexing them. And 𝗔𝗰𝗰𝗶𝗹, my cyberbacker, he's picking up that process and
Mhm.
understands that everything for me has to be on the drive, otherwise I can't find it, and labeling things in a way so that I can find them. And it's been great because we are creating a lot of content, marketing, branding things, cleaning up my folders, because I
Mhm.
just, when I joined Cyberbacker, I was in the middle of a transition from, I left one brokerage last year only to get recruited back, then to get recruited away. Uh, and it was really getting all of my content branding recreated so that
Mhm.
I could hit the ground running. And 𝗔𝗰𝗰𝗋's been great at doing that, because I have a lot of the content already, but it was just cleaning it up, redoing it. And that's something, again, I couldn't figure out how to do to save my life. He took care of that in one full swoop. And as the weeks have progressed, it's like, oh, I forgot about this one. I forgot about this one. As we get more clients, he's been able to get that done quickly for us, so that we can keep moving and pushing the needle forward.
Again, complementing each other to move forward. Now, a lot of our listeners right now don't really know what a cyberbacker can do. So, can you please share with us what Jerson does for you and your business, Justin?
Well, I'm with Keller Williams now, so there's a lot of things that need to be done on the back end
Hmm.
when a deal is going through, as well as closing. So I don't touch the KW system at all. I'm
Hmm.
still learning it because I made a transition. So getting me all my closing documents uploaded in a fashion
Hmm.
where everything's done, so that we're not scrambling at the last minute to get that done. That's something he's doing
Hmm.
on a daily basis as the deals come through. Also, he's checking in with me to ensure that any design stuff and content that we want to put out is done. We are also He's learning my CRM, which is different from what I know KW has KW Command. I use Sierra and a lot of other platforms. So he's doing a lot of data entry, a lot of data cleanup,
Hmm.
labeling things so that all of our platforms are syncing together, because before they were not really, uh, they weren't meshing too well. They were there, but it was
Hmm.
not, it wasn't fluid like it is today, and it's still in constantly improving. So 𝗔𝗰𝗰𝗋's really been helping on the back end with a lot of the things that I could do them on my own, but it would take me months to do, or I would be up all night every night for the next 2 to 4 months trying to clean these things up on my own. So he's taken that off of my plate. And we've got systems now where it's like I can add tasks, and every morning he goes through and he cleans up the tasks in our CRM, so that I'm not having to sit there and do the data entry, because I've got piles that you can't see right here on my desk that have to be taken care of here in the States.
Uh-huh.
But he can be anywhere in the world taking care of that, which has really been beneficial.
Imagine, so if you didn't have your own cyberbacker, you would be up all night working on those tasks for
Yeah.
days, even probably weeks. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah. And it would be, as I called myself, I'm a very high paid secretary. And I don't put that in a bad way. Like, there's a lot of great secretaries out there and they're worth every penny. But my job is really to keep moving the process forward and not get buried in the paperwork. But that unfortunately does happen when you're a solo agent.
Hmm.
I have a transaction coordinator, but she's doing her part to keep the transaction
Hmm.
moving. There's all the things to nurture the client, the future business that were falling through the cracks prior to this. So it's been a little bit of a liberation to hand that off to somebody and know
Hmm.
that it's getting done, and we're learning how to work with each other as
Of
as
course.
each day goes on.
Of course. That is very, very important as well. Investing your time, of course, for this to become a successful partnership. Now, I know, as we mentioned earlier, this role could grow, right? In a
Yes.
few months, in a few days, in a year. Now, what are some of the things you're considering having Jerson do for you in your business in the future?
It's a great question, because I've been
Hmm.
talking about it with him, but I've been holding it back, saying, wait, there's a little bit more, a little bit more. I'm I want to put people in positions where they are enjoying what they're doing versus waking up and going, oh gosh, I just got to put in my 8 hours. So watching 𝗔𝗰𝗰𝗶𝗹 with his design and some of the stuff he's doing for us that we're putting on social media, my plans are to essentially have a calendar drawn out for him so that every day he can post content as if it were me behind the screen, and doing some of that, as well as we just started with another platform to attract seller leads through Facebook lead generation. And I really want him to follow the steps, do the processes. There are a few things I'll have to jump in and do live video just to introduce myself so that I can essentially leverage myself and 𝗔𝗰𝗰𝗶𝗹 can essentially be a Justin Bonnie or 2.0. So that's really what my thoughts are for his future roles, is handling the social media content, posting, and even communicating with people on different platforms like a Nextdoor, which, you know, we get a lot of business from, so that, you know, it doesn't have to be a deep conversation, but just commenting, liking, as he understands how I speak and how I communicate on the computer. And he's picking it up because, you know, we use a lot of emojis. I know he does now too, just because we want him to mimic me, but at the same time have his own style, but understanding that the reason for doing all of this is to grow our business and essentially help grow his role as well.
That's big, actually. Social media right now, especially when the pandemic started, a lot of businesses turned up when it comes to social media, right? Now, that's going
Yes.
to be, of course, fun, I'm sure, for Jason as well. Being that Justin 2.0, as you mentioned earlier, that's going to be fun for him, I'm sure. Now, what are some of the challenges that you've encountered working with Cyberbacker, Justin?
It's really, you know, I've had a lot. I have a lot of mentors that are huge and have a lot of teams. And, you know, I've got my folders here. It's like you've got to have every 5 seconds of what the tasks need to be done, very granular. You need to have that done. And I'm getting there, but you know, it was like, well, do I put the cart before the horse? And in this case, it was like, oh, put the horse first. We'll build the cart and continue to expand it. So that's probably been one of the challenges. Is I'm getting to a point now where we've got everything cleaned up. Now it's, oh my gosh, what am I going to give this guy to do for the rest of the day? Because I'm busy focusing on what I'm doing. I forget that I have somebody depending on me to say, here's what needs to be done. So that's been one challenge, but that's just coming out of the mindset of being a solopreneur, individual agent, and understanding now that when I wake up, I've got people that are depending on me to lead them and guide them on, here's the daily tasks, this is what needs to be done, and go ahead and take care of it. So that's been a challenge, but I would say I'm learning myself and understanding that it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. And I continually remind 𝗔𝗰𝗰𝗶𝗹, our Cyberbacker, of that is, hey, look, I'm not a huge, you know, 20 agent team. I'm one guy trying to figure out how to get to that. So just be patient. If you get stuck or you can't figure out what to do, you know, go into the social media content, create some stuff, and keep yourself busy. But we are keeping him busy. There's always something to do.
Of course, of course. Now, I'm sure he is also having fun working and growing with you. Now, I know this partnership would also last for the years to come. Now, there are still a lot of our, let's say, people right now, or our listeners that are still having, let's say, second thoughts or something stopping them from, hey, hiring their own cyberbacker. What advice would you be giving those people?
You know, it really depends on where that person is in their business. You know, I looked at it and, you know, a lot of people look at it and go, oh, this is going to cost me X. And it's like, yes, everything is going to be a cost, but you have to look at your line item expenses and go, okay, if I spend X, what am I going to get back? And from the hourly savings rate, I'm getting a 10X return by far, probably even more, just because I can now focus on some of the things that I want to do moving forward and not dealing with the, you know, I don't want to call it mundane because his role is critical, but taking care of the things that I don't enjoy doing. So for a newer agent, I would say, understand what it is your objective is. Look at this as a, you know, a long-term endeavor. So if you're ready to start taking care of some of the things that you wanted to take care of that you just don't have the time because of the time of the day being limited because you're with clients, invest in yourself and invest in, you know, having somebody to help you on the back end. They're not physically here, so that's, you know, that's a little bit of a challenge for some people, is understanding, you know, there are limits. our cyberbacker can't drop off flyers on people's doors, but that person can create 15 different flyers based on segments in our markets and have them ready to go so that we can print them here and drop them ourselves. So really, I know I'm just talking too much now, but understand what your objectives are when you hire somebody, and understand that, you know, they can do a whole bunch of things, but my objective is to say, you want to find out once you hire somebody what their skills are, what they're good at, and let them excel, because then your return on investment from that standpoint is even going to be higher. I love the fact that our cyberbacker, it loves working on Canva. I like Canva, but I hate trying to figure stuff out. I break it. So now it's just like, okay, go into cyberbacker, here's some ideas. I mean, go into Canva, here's some ideas. Give me a couple ideas, shoot them to me on a screen, and I'll say, yes, no, fix this, fix that, and it's done. So for agents who are stuck doing some of the stuff that is not really our highest and best use of time, save yourself the headache, spend the money, invest in yourself. It's not that big of an expense if you're a productive agent. If you're doing 3 deals a year, probably not for you. But if you're getting to that 12 to 15, now you need to start thinking about, how am I going to get to 20? How am I going to get to 30? And taking some of the tasks off your plate that need to get done, but aren't essential because they're not dollar producing right now activities. Hire a cyberbacker. It's going to save you time. It's going to get your life back. I'm going to bed at a reasonable time more now in the last 12 months and the last 2 months versus before, because before it was long days, come home, do a lot of paperwork, try to figure out marketing, postcards, all the stuff that needs to get done, but it's just, if you don't do it, it just falls through the wayside, and it doesn't help your business grow. So now I've got somebody that can take that off my plate so that I don't have to worry about it anymore, which has really been liberating.
Yeah, imagine someone that you can count on, someone that you are confident in helping you with your business, of course. And I love that advice. Invest in yourself, invest in your business. Now, I know for a fact that Jerson will be listening to this episode. Would you want to give him a shout out?
Hey, what's up, Jerson? Hope you're listening. Hope you're having a good day.
All right. So for our listeners today, I know for a fact that you would want also to invest in your business, invest in yourself, and of course have more time for your family and just be like Justin. So if you have more questions, please go visit our websites, of course. Justin, thank you very much for being on the show. Thank you for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.